What's up guys, Sage here back with another Bleeding Edge how-to guide. On this one we're going to be going over El Bastardo, so let's get into his abilities. So he's a melee character, but with him he has a full-on 4-piece attack, so we're going to go over that. And then next, go down to his life support, which is his passive, provides protective shields, powered up by damage from machete and specials. Then his specials, Leap of Fate, leap to a locked on enemy, stunning them on impact, jump first to leap up a level, then Death Spiral, become a sword tornado, and then Empower, steal life from nearby enemies, granting energy to life support shields, and then Supers, Overload, your life support overloads dealing constant damage to nearby enemies, and then Unbreakable, cannot be killed for 5 seconds, dealing damage extends the duration, consumes life support shields when activated for bonus time, and grant shields at the end based on damage done. So going over El Bastardo, he's one of those DPS tanks. He's strictly a DPS tank because he's not as unmovable as Buttercup or Meko, but he does drop a ton of damage. So if you wanted to use El Bastardo as a DPS, you can use him as a DPS, but he will be more on the side of like a heavier DPS. He would be on the side of, you know, just tanking to damage, because he has abilities that allows him to keep getting a shield on top of his damage, so he could keep barriering out all damage as he's doing damage. And it's something like a literally, like I said, just a tank to damage kind of thing. And he's just a great tank due to the fact that you can just use him in a strictly DPS way. So that's why I first said, when I was talking about this character on the alpha, I said he's something like a Roadhog kind of character. He's literally strictly a DPS kind of tank, so he'll be more on the side of off tank. So just him being the way how he is, he's a pretty cool tank. But let's go into his first ability, which is Leap of Fate. Leap of Fate, basically all it does is when he jumps forward, it allows him to stun the enemy that he jumps towards. I mean, you can use it in different ways. You could use it to jump up to get away from an enemy, like jump far away from them, or you could use it to go up to a high ledge onto an enemy. It's just a really tracking kind of jump. So if you lock onto someone, you literally will jump to exactly where they are. So if they're up high, just remember to jump to get the extra boost on top of that height. It's just many ways you could use this Leap of Faith. This is literally one of his best abilities due to the way how it's built and the way how it is. You can definitely run somebody down easily because of this ability. Now his Death Spiral, this is the ability that allows him to get a good amount of charge to his life support, because he just spins around and cuts everybody in his area, and that allows him to get a lot of damage out from multiple sources, allowing him to get a lot of barrier towards his life support. So this is the ability that really helps his passive, and that's what makes this passive so good for this character, because just him having this ability allows his passive to work so greatly against enemies while he's in mid fight. And then also his Empower, this is another one of his best abilities due to the fact that you can steal life from the nearby enemies, granting energy to your life support shields, and this gives you a ton of shields. This is the ability that gives you the most shields. That is why I said it's one of the best abilities that he has. This is actually the best ability that he has, because it gives you so much shield, especially if there's multiple enemies around while you guys are fighting and you activate this ability. You get a ton of shields on his passive. So it's a great ability, and it's amazing the way how it works. It's very good. Now his supers, the Overload is his most DPS super. This is the super that you really want to drop damage with, because as it's going on and you're attacking or you're fighting, doing a Death Spiral, anything like that, it's just shocking every enemy within that circle, and it just makes you get a ton of damage out for any enemy that's around that you're actually fighting. So on top of that damage that they're taking from the electricity, they're also taking the damage from you. So it's just a ton of damage can be put out on this Overload, and the Overload is actually a great ability. He has two great supers, which I will be getting into the next one, which is Unbreakable. Unbreakable allows you to not be killed for 5 seconds or a bit longer due to you attacking. And the way how it is if you keep fighting as your Unbreakable is active, you will have a longer duration and you will not be able to be killed. Also, you can get a ton of damage by just fighting with your unbreakable active and you cannot go down. So if you need it for like a clutch up or anything to get finished on a kill or two, you can use your unbreakable to use it in that way to finish your kills and guarantee your kills. And when it ends, you get barriers, so that could give you time to get away due to you getting that extra barrier on top of you when you finish using the unbreakable. So like I said, if you want to get the max DPS, you go overload. You want to just tank to damage and, you know, just use it for finishes, play more on an assassin kind of route, you can use unbreakable. That could be used in that kind of way if you want to do it that kind of way. But El Bastardo, pretty good tank, more on the DPS side. You can use him with a double tank comp because, like I said, he's more on the DPS side. So due to him being like that, you can have double tank with a heal or double tank 2 heals. You can mix it up. You could go crazy with it. But that's really it for this one. If you want to catch more videos like this and more, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss a video. And we are almost at our sub goal, and we would appreciate if you would spread our channel to your friends and family. That way you can help us out even more. With all that, it's been Sage, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.